They want white supremacy by ventriloquist effect. There is a black mouth moving, but a white idea through the running on the runway of the tongue of a figure who justifies and legitimates the white supremacist practices.
Mercy, 21 minutes past 3, KARN afternoon show, recovering Congressman J.D. Hayworth, and I'm still reeling from that comment from, quote, Professor, close quote, Michael Eric Dyson on MSNBC, belittling Virginia Lieutenant Governor-elect Winsome Sears, first woman of color, guts-up Marine veteran, and Jamaican immigrant elected as a Republican, and he compares her with a ventriloquist dummy. What are we to make of these times? And what about the achievement despite the considerable opposition in the state known as the mother of presidents, Virginia, the Commonwealth? Well, on our newsmaker line, we welcome in our good friend Marc Rudov. Marc, checking in from Pittsburgh, a Pittsburgh native, spent some time on the left coast, but true to his conservative heritage, made it right by returning to his native Pittsburgh. He's a branding advisor to CEOs, speaker, media commentator, and a guts-up conservative who views the social scene. And Marc, as you and I were talking off the air, to you, the big news is not the Republican victory in Virginia, as instead it's how close the results were to begin with. Am I right?
You are right, JD, and that's the problem. The question is, why didn't Youngkin win by 50 points? Why only 2? And you know what's even stranger, JD? In Loudoun County, ground zero for CRT and rape. If you remember, a boy in a skirt raped a girl in Loudoun County. McAuliffe won in Loudoun County by 10.5 points. What is going on? Well, I'll tell you what's going on. And you mentioned it before. It's panoramic Marxism. Now, if you want to see the diagram to which I'm referring when I'm talking, you go to my website, marcrudov.com/Marxism. And that's MARCRUDOV as in Victor.com/Marxism. The Marxism started in the schools, and it now pervades all of our institutions. And if you're driving and you can't look this up, just imagine a circle like planets, and you have the school in the center, and then you have healthcare, mainstream media, big tech, sports, financial institutions, military, government, and corporate America. They're all promoting Marxism, climate change, masks and vaxes, gun control, melanin and gonads. Okay? Melanin, obviously, is skin color. Gonads is genitalia. Pete Buttigieg is the Secretary of Transportation. On merit? No. He's gay. That's why he got the job. So people are promoted based on skin color and gonads, not on merit. And that's Marxism. That's what this equity is. Now, why is this happening? The kids are being manufactured. You send your kids to school as Bobby and Nancy, and they come home as Boris and Natasha. That's what they're learning, the garbage they're learning in school. Eventually they grow up, they graduate, and they go into corporate America. And now you have all these corporations filled with little Marxists. And back when I was young, CEOs were not afraid of new hires. Now they are. So they bend over backwards to accommodate these Marxists. And you have all of these woke CEOs all over the place. So when you have, I remember a reporter went to a bunch of McAuliffe voters in Loudoun County and said, well, what about the CRT? Well, what about the rape of this girl? And they waved them off and they said, we don't care about it. This is very alarming. That's why the Republicans should not sit back, as they usually do, and just think that there's going to be a big red wave next year and that the Republicans are going to take over the House and the Senate, because I don't believe it's going to be that easy. One of the reasons that Youngkin won is because nobody expected him to. So there wasn't very much rigging of the election. See, the Democrats only can win in 2 ways now, cheating and lying. They can't win on merit. because they're selling Marxism. But a lot of people are buying it. Don't forget, in Georgia last year, 2 communists won in a very
let me stop you right there, because I want to return, and I do appreciate what you're saying about the art of electioneering, and maybe that's too genteel a statement, but campaigning is changing to a form of American communism, you're telling us, on the left. But I want to return to what you said about all of this starting in education. And I think there's a graphic point of this. For the past quarter century at least, we've seen the leftist drift to college campuses. It's borne out in a YouTube video, something called The Root. A professor at Rutgers by the name of Dr. Brittany Cooper, now all the faculty groups are standing behind her. I want you to hear, and we clipped the obscenity, but I think you'll get what she's talking about, the way she describes white people and what they deserve. This is a professor, a tenured professor at Rutgers University in New Jersey, cut 14.
The thing I want to say to you is we got to take these motherfuckers out. But I know, but like, we can't say that, right? We can't say, like, I don't believe in a project of violence. I truly don't. Because I think in the end that our souls suffer from that. And I do think that some of this is a spiritual condition. So here is where I land most days about white people. And I actually have been helped in this by thinking about indigenous people, right? See, part of the challenge around whiteness is that it totally skews our view of everything.
Well, speaking of a skewed viewpoint, if she's offering that to students, is it that bad now in public schools, K through 12, Marc Rudov?
Well, I just saw a video the other day. It was either on Fox News or Newsmax, I don't remember which, where a nursery school teacher had a bunch of little kids all masked up, and she's teaching them this song, you know, I came to school wearing my mask today, my mask today. So what they're doing is indoctrinating these little kids. Now, there's something that more fundamental here. That why is it that when the kids come home with this garbage, the parents aren't telling them to shove it? Because nowadays, in a lot of America, kids run the home. Parents want to please the kids. When I grew up, we wanted to please our parents. Now the parents want to please the kids. So if the kids come home with the Marxism, the parents are not saying, enough of that. You're not saying that. We're going to go to the school and complain. They're just adopting to what the kids want to do, because now we have social media and the parents don't want to be unpopular in their neighborhoods, because being popular is more important than being correct. They don't want to be harassed and degraded and denigrated on social media. So the parents are doing whatever the kids want to do, and that's why the kids are continuing to be Marxists. And it's amazing.
Marc,
we have a.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
We have a very uneducated country. Do you know that the National Science Foundation found that 26% of Americans think the sun revolves around the earth? I mean, if you don't know anything, you're going to believe everything.
Well, and that is the problem. And as you were mentioning this, I thought about one of the first lessons I learned in school, a little rhyme. If it is to be, it is up to me. Self-reliance, parental authority, parental confidence, the true resurrection and restoration of the family unit, all that needs to go on. Check the website, marcrudov.com/Marxism. You'll find out more. Marc Rudov, we thank you for your time and your insights. Look forward to talking to you again real soon.